Here is a list of the top 20 wrestling tournaments you must go to if you want to be recruited in college. First four are going to be Folkstyle Nationals. The next one is Journeymen Fall Classic, which is in November. The next one is Super 32 in October, which is definitely, at this point, the toughest tournament in the country for Folkstyle. And the last one is Virginia Beach NHSCA High School Nationals, which is done by grade, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Next, we're going to move on to the two dual meet tournaments that are Folkstyle. One is going to be NHSCA Virginia Beach National Duals, and the other one is going to be Thousand Island Duals. Those are two big dual tournaments for Folkstyle that colleges are looking out for. Let's move on to category number 2, the top freestyle tournaments. First off is going to be Northeast Regionals. Now, if you're not in the Northeast region, it's any of those regional tournaments that are qualifiers for Fargo. Northeast region, Southwest region. So the regional tournaments are big for college recruiting. The next tournament is going to be Fargo. Fargo is probably the biggest freestyle tournament and the biggest tournament in general, I think, as far as participants, but that is a huge tournament that college recruiters are looking out for. You also have U15 U20 US Open, which happens in Las Vegas each year. In addition, you have Cadet and U20 World Team Trials, which is a very big tournament because these are the people trying to compete for the world championships at their age group. And you'll see a lot of those guys that are winning the world titles are winning the national titles. So a lot of colleges are keeping an eye on that World Team Trials tournament. The last one is an open, the Bill Farrell. Mostly you're seeing college or even older athletes competing in this one, but especially recently you see guys like Bo Bassett, Jax Forrest wrestling at these freestyle open tournaments, and the Bill Farrell is one of them that colleges are keeping an eye on if a high school decides to enter that tournament. Now, the third category is going to be in-season Folkstyle tournaments. Now, a lot of these tournaments are invitation only. You know, the schools are going to, but if you can find your way into some of these tournaments, it can make a big difference. The first one goes without saying is your state tournament. And if you're in New England, it would be also New England championships, but colleges are looking at state tournaments. Were you a state champ? Did you place high at states? So that is going to be very important. Some other tournaments that are very big in-season Folkstyle tournaments are Beast of the East, Ironman, Escape the Rock, Eastern States, Doc Buchanan, Sam Cali, Powerade. And the last thing, which I'm just going to give a category that colleges are looking out for, is Wrestling in College Open. So that is the last, I mean, again, it's more of a category, but Wrestling in College Opens. I'll give you a couple examples. ESU Open, Edinboro Open. A lot of these colleges host their own open tournaments. The FandM has an open tournament. You have Midlands, which is a very big open tournament. So if you feel like you're that caliber, going to these open tournaments are a great opportunity to get noticed if you do well. I'm going to leave it at this. You should be trying to compete at as many of these as possible, because one breakthrough tournament, you're going to be getting calls. So you might have a lot of bad tournaments, you're hitting the blood rounds. You have one good tournament where you crushed it, you performed well, and you placed at Super 32, you placed at Fargo, you're getting some calls. So that is my list of the top 20 tournaments that you have to go to if you want to be recruited in college. If you have any questions about recruiting, feel free to drop them in the comments below.